Ms. Treasurer, will you please administer the oath?
Will all board members please stand and raise their right hand? Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a member of the Board of Education of the Hamilton City School District, Butler County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereinafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and qualified?
I do. Ms. Treasurer, will you please call the roll?
Tripoli,
Here.
Wessner,
Here.
Culver,
Here.
Kraft,
Here.
Fengman,
Here.
all members present.
Everyone, please stand. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may all be seated. Mr. Superintendent, do you have any comments that you would like to make?
Thank you, yes. So both Hamilton and Baden are doing great things right now. As of now, Baden football is 11-0 and headed to their second playoff games. Baden Theater is currently putting on a production of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which will be happening later this month. Baden tennis player Caroline Boyle went to state and got 4th place. Baden girls soccer are district champs. Baden had a successful NHS induction, inducting over 30 new members. Baden is making great progress on its very brand new parking lot. Baden has a Powder Puff football game, which will be next Monday, and the senior football players will be doing a halftime cheer dance. Baden has a successful homecoming dance with everyone being there, just loving it. Baden also had a very successful homecoming week, thankful to their student council, which many added uniform-themed days and decorations. And Baden had a wonderful homecoming day parade with an amazing Meet the Seniors event afterward. And Hamilton High is also doing great things as well. Their varsity football team has a winning record this year of 8-3. They beat Sycamore 13-10, making this the first playoff game ever won in Hamilton history. Hamilton High School has a variety of different clubs and opportunities for Hamilton students to get involved in the school. They had a 99% graduation rate last year. They offer a variety of CCP classes. Their middle school and JV cheer squads placed first at the GMC Championship competition. They had a successful homecoming parade and dance with a large attendance at the dance. They had their student council and National Honor Society had a very successful fall festival for the elementary school students. Elementary schools offer intramural sports to get elementary students involved in very early on. They have reestablished their newspaper club, and they offer Butler Tech programs for their students so they can get experience in the field they want to pursue when they graduate.
Thank you. New businesses. Our first agenda item is new athletic record boards installed at Hamilton High School.
Hamilton High School should install new record boards for athletics in the main entrance hallway. Currently, Hamilton High School does not have any hanging record boards for the swim and dive team, track and field team, cross-country team, etc. As a school board, we would like to be able to implement them into the main hallway of the high school for these athletic teams to show the accomplishments of certain students to everyone in the building.
How would these record boards be beneficial to the school?
With the addition of these boards, students would actually be able to be recognized for their accomplishments of breaking school records. It could increase the participation in sports because students are seeing those other students breaking records and having a fun time.
Where would we place these boards in the school?
We think a great place would be in the main entrance hallway of the high school on the way to the cafeteria. There are blank brick walls on the opposite side of the valedictorian boards that would be perfect for record boards.
And what would the cost be?
Ms. Treasurer, do you have an answer?
The cost for new record boards would be between $800 and $2,000 each. Depending on the size, material, and producer, it varies.
Do we have a motion?
I move that Hamilton High School should install new record boards for athletics in the main entrance hallway.
I second the motion.
Ms. Treasurer, will you please call roll for the vote?
Tripoli,
Yes.
Wessner,
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
Fengman.
Yes.
Issue passes 5-0.
Our next agenda item is hiring an ASL teacher at Baden.
Baden High School will initiate American Sign Language instruction and will hire an ASL teacher. ASL is becoming a more studied and prominent language in society, and this would allow for students to be able to broaden their knowledge of language as well.
Would this class have enough students to be created at Baden High School?
ASL is the most requested language among students at Baden, and it's predicted to have around 160 students taking it to start, and then that would be near the same levels of French and Spanish.
What would the cost be?
Ms. Treasurer, do you have an answer?
It would cost around $75,000 to hire a teacher that can teach ASL at Baden.
Do we have a motion?
I move that Baden High School will initiate American Sign Language instruction and will hire an ASL teacher.
I second the motion.
Ms. Treasurer, will you please call roll for the vote?
Culver,
Yes.
Tripoli,
Yes.
Wessner,
Yes.
Fangman,
Yes.
Kraft.
Yes.
Issue passes 5-0.
Next on the agenda is allowing cheerleaders to stunt at Hamilton High School.
Hamilton High School will allow their cheerleaders to stunt at games and GMC and other competitions. Hamilton High School currently does not allow their cheerleaders to stunt. We would like to implement stunting into games and competitions to create more crowd engagement and a better opportunity for the cheerleaders. Schools in our conference and other high schools all around allow their cheerleaders to stunt, and we would like for Hamilton to do this as well.
What are the benefits of allowing cheerleaders to stunt at games and competitions?
Allowing cheerleaders to stunt would increase crowd involvement at games. Recently, there have been student and parent complaints about the student section at games not getting involved with their cheerleaders. I believe if the cheerleaders were stunting, it would help the crowd become more involved. Also, every other school in the GMC does stunts, so when Hamilton goes to the GMC competition, they are the only team not stunting, which sets them behind. Another benefit is that colleges require their cheerleaders to stunt. If a Hamilton cheerleader wanted to cheer in college, it would be difficult for them to make a college team because they have no previous experience stunting. We are currently not preparing our cheerleaders to continue to cheer in the future.
Would this require insurance? If so, what type?
We already have insurance for it. Catastrophic accident insurance is provided by the OHSAA to all recognized sports.
Would there be any cost to allowing stunting?
Ms. Treasurer, do you have an answer?
Yes, we would have to purchase a stunt team membership, which would be around $200.
Do we have a motion?
I move that Hamilton High School will allow their cheerleaders to stunt at games and GMC and other competitions.
I second the motion.
Ms. Treasurer, will you please call roll for the vote?
Wessner,
Yes.
Fangman,
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
Tripoli.
Yes.
Issue passes 5-0.
Our next agenda item is a joint powder puff game between Baden and Hamilton High Schools.
Hamilton and Baden High Schools will hold a joint powder puff football game or tournament for girls to promote friendly rivalry between Hamilton and Baden. Baden and Hamilton students don't get to have very many events together, and the addition of a powder puff football game would allow for both of them to work together and give the girls the opportunity to play football.
Why are you proposing this event?
I believe that it is in both schools' best interest to increase inter-school events and promote friendly rivalry. Powder puff would be a fun way to get both students and faculty involved with the schools.
Who would be running this event?
The student councils of both schools would work together to organize the powder puff game for the students.
Would there be enough students interested to organize the game?
The proposed idea is that each school will assemble one large team rather than a team for every grade. This will make it much easier to fill the roster spots, and also the school rivalry will incentivize students to participate.
Would there be a large enough crowd to make this event worth the time and planning?
As seen by the attendance of the football game showdown and the athletic rivalry between the two schools, a powder puff game will definitely cause teachers, parents, and students to attend.
Where would the event take place?
Hamilton's football field.
How much would the game cost, and how much would tickets need to cost?
The event would not cost anything. Since we have access to Hamilton's football field and flags and a football for the game, there will be nothing left to buy. Tickets will only be sold as a fundraiser for the winning school to choose where the funds will be going.
Do we have a motion?
I move that Hamilton and Baden High Schools will hold a joint powder puff football game for girls to promote friendly rivalry between Hamilton and Baden.
I second the motion.
Ms. Treasurer, will you please call roll for the vote?
Fangman,
Yes.
Wessner,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
Tripoli,
Yes.
Culver.
Yes.
Issue passes 5-0.
Next on the agenda is Hamilton High School senior trip to Washington, D.C. for the class of 2025. Hamilton's senior class of 25 will be allowed to take a trip to Washington, D.C. in the spring of their senior year. It would be a greater opportunity and bonding time with students and act as a history lesson to create a final wrap on their education.
How would this trip be beneficial to students?
With this trip to Washington, D.C., it would better explain and give real-life visuals of what they have learned throughout their years in high school. The class of 2025 will have already taken all required classes to graduate, and because of this, it allows them to have a clear understanding of what is being shown to them.
What's the reason for wanting this trip?
In their 8th grade year, they were given the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C., but because of COVID, this privilege was stripped from them. With this background knowledge in mind, the class feels as though they should be given the chance to experience this historical adventure. Considering they are progressing towards adulthood and had a more developed mindset, they will now embrace this expedition with a more mature outlook. This trip is heavily important to the class of 25 because it will be utilized as a final bonding experience and gratifying goodbye to their peers.
What would the cost be to take the class of 2025 to DC?
Ms. Treasurer, do you have an answer?
If the total trip is 4 days long, the price would be in the $600 to $900 range per student. That would include the bus, hotel, and some meals. We are going to look into fundraising measures to attempt to reduce the cost for students in need.
I move that Hamilton High School's class of 25 will be allowed to take a trip to Washington, D.C. in the spring of their senior year.
I second the motion.
Ms. Treasurer, will you please call roll for the vote?
Kraft,
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Fangman,
Yes.
Tripoli,
Yes.
Westner.
No.
Issue passes 4-1.
Our next agenda item is healthier food options at Baden.
Baden High School will begin serving healthier foods with a larger variety of options for lunch. The current lunch at Baden are very unhealthy and lack variety. The school often serves hamburgers, chicken sandwiches, fries, and pizza with sugary desserts every day. Prior to COVID-19, Baden had a full salad bar, which allowed students to have the ease of buying lunch at school while still having a healthier option. Teenagers are becoming more health conscious, and we believe giving students more access to nutritious options in high school will help them make healthier choices in college and the future. We're asking for the reinstatement of the salad bar, healthier entree options, and dessert options that are not as sugary.
Are students at Baden interested in healthier options?
We surveyed the students of Baden and found that the majority of students are interested in the reinstatement of the salad bar. Many students are also interested in having healthier desserts. Some of the ideas and suggestions of what these desserts might look like is a parfait bar that would be part of the salad bar and more fresh fruit. They also suggested more sub-sandwiches and the possibility of a sub-bar. It's clear that Baden students are interested in increasing healthy food options for school lunches.
Could you further explain what this salad bar would look like?
So, as I said before, Baden used to have a salad bar. We want to bring this back in full swing. Currently, if you want a salad at Baden, it's pre-packaged iceberg lettuce salad mix with cheese containers and bacon bits. It isn't the healthiest, nor is it very appetizing. We want to create a salad bar that would have that iceberg salad mix, but also spinach, kale, romaine, and other healthy leafy greens. We also want a variety of toppings for these salads, such as different cheeses, carrot bits, onions, peppers, croutons, egg bits, etc. Some of it would be more expensive, sure, but it appears that there is enough interest that it would be worth implementing.
You've talked a lot about the variety of food. Why is this an issue, and what would you do to change it?
With any smaller school, it's hard to find the value in having options that inevitably get thrown out and wasted. This creates a lack of variety, though. 40% of those who said they pack lunch said the reason they pack is because there aren't enough options at school. Having greater variety in your diet has been proven to create a well-balanced diet that is very healthy for you. But, of course, it has to be the right kind of variety. Food bars are a great way to accomplish this. A lot of students also expressed interest in breakfast foods as entrees. One student expressed, "I've been here for 4 years. Please make Friday something else other than pizza and change Monday meals. I'm getting sick of it." This is a sentiment many Baden students share, so it would be beneficial to start implementing more variety in the lunch menu.
Do you have an estimate as to the increase in cost if Baden were to implement all of this?
Ms. Treasurer, do you have an answer?
I am currently looking into this issue, and I will report back to this board.
Do we have a motion?
I move that Baden High School will begin serving healthier food options with a larger variety of options for lunch.
I second the motion.
Ms. Treasurer, will you please call roll for the vote?
Fangman,
Yes.
Westner,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Tripoli.
Yes.
Issue passes 5-0.
Mr. Superintendent, will you please meet with Mr. Keating and Baden students to discuss this and explore the options and costs? Then please report back to us.
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Our next agenda item is implementing foreign language instruction into Hamilton's elementary and middle schools.
Hamilton City Schools will implement foreign language classes in their elementary and middle schools. Hamilton City Schools currently only have foreign language classes starting in 9th grade. We would like for the school district to join other school districts around by allowing these classes at a younger age. We would especially like to implement Spanish classes, seeing as how that is our most popular class taken, and we have an increasing number of Spanish speakers in our district.
How would including these classes improve the school district?
With the addition of these classes in elementary and middle schools, it allows students to start learning languages at a younger age. It is easier to pick up on a language when you are younger and your brain is still developing. The Hamilton School District is also becoming much more diverse and has a great percentage of Spanish-speaking students, and having more kids learn Spanish will help them communicate better with the Spanish-speaking kids.
Would there be enough space in the schools to include another classroom?
There would only need to be one empty classroom in each school. Mostly every school has at least one classroom that they don't use.
How would the classes be implemented into the school day?
In elementary school, it would work just like any other special class, like physical education, computer lab, music. And then in middle school, it would just be another elective class that you can choose to take, just like it is in high school.
And what would the cost be to hire teachers?
Ms. Treasurer, do you have an answer?
The cost to hire a first-year teacher, including salary and benefits, is approximately $75,000 per year. To start this program, we could have 2 to 4 teachers travel between the different elementary schools, so the initial cost would be between $150,000 to $300,000.
Do we have a motion?
I move that Hamilton City Schools will implement foreign language classes in the elementary and middle schools.
I second the motion. Ms. Treasurer, will you please call roll for the vote?
Fangman,
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
Westner,
Yes.
Tripoli.
Yes.
Issue passes 5-0.
This concludes our regular business. We now have time for citizens' comments. If anyone would like to address the board regarding these issues, please step to the microphone and state your name and address.
Hello, my name is Jordan Seitz. I live at 20 High Street. I would like to talk to Board Member Kraft. So speaking on your lunch issue, which you brought up, did you survey students about whether they would be willing to pay increased prices if we needed to increase the prices due to the variety and the cost?
I did not ask that question, no.
Do you believe that increasing the prices of school lunches would create a major problem in this area, or do you believe that that would not be an issue?
I don't think it would be a major issue, but we could definitely survey the students again and get their opinions on that.
Thank you.
Hello, Board. My name is Vincent Keat, 540 Southwood Drive. This is a question for Board Member Culver. For the athletic record boards, would this include record boards for the academic quiz team?
Yes, we could get record boards for the quiz team also.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Aiden Bell, 760 Springville Drive. This is asking about the Powder Puff game. Do we have a date set for that?
No.
Have we asked any principals at either school about it yet?
This is a general idea that we need to agree upon, and then we will reach out to the principals of each school and start organizing
Do we have plans for when we will start organizing that?
as soon as possible.
All right.
My name is Eve Duggins. My address is 2743 Rochester Avenue. This is a question directed to the Hamilton lunch, kind of related to the Baden topic on the agenda. Would we be able to do something similar for Hamilton? A lot of students have dietary restrictions, and obviously dietary restrictions isn't something that we can cater to everyone, but would we be able to improve some of the lunch food at Hamilton?
Unfortunately, I don't think so because we're under a certain program, but I can look into it and get back to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Simone Bradbury, 135 Grant Circle. With the Washington, D.C. trip for the class of 2025, is there a certain way you impose this be handled, like schedule-wise?
We kind of treat it as how it would be treated during the middle schools. So there'd be flyers sent out and we'd get permission slips and everything.
Oh, I was asking during the trip, is there something you plan on seeing, like monuments-wise?
Yeah, we go to specific museums and look around the area.
Have you guys had any thought, or was that just a general blank statement? All right, thank you.
Hi, I'm Shay Scarborough. My address is 1159 Bishop Avenue. I would like to address Councilmember Maya Craft on the lunch issue at Baden. So I was wondering, with the recent epidemics that we've experienced, how you would ensure that the food bars would remain sanitary between lunches.
So the reason that the salad bar did get shut down was due to COVID. At this point, there are no restrictions based on COVID. So the salad bar would probably go in about the same way that it did previously. And we would just make sure that everybody's wearing gloves when they put it into the salad bar, and then when students are like using tongs and whatnot, and making sure that no hands are touching any of the food.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
My name is Jason Chen. Address is 5702 Watoga Drive. Reaching back to the ASL teaching at Baden, since we have a lot of teachers who doesn't have their own room like other teachers as well, when you plan to add the ASL teachers at Baden, what are you going to do for their rooms?
So there are still a few teachers that do not share rooms, so there is a possibility of having another teacher share a room. It would definitely be more difficult to have another teacher at Baden, but I think we would be able to work something out.
Have you asked any of the teachers for their opinions before you try to apply this ASL teachers?
Not yet, no.
This special meeting of the Hamilton City School Board for November 2nd, 2023 is hereby adjourned.